Good evening, Lions. Welcome to Collaboration, a Lions University Master's Program course brought to you by the USA Canada Lions Leadership Forum. I'm past Governor Nancy Watt-Durant. I'm Dean of the Master's Program, and I'll be working along with other Lions U associates during this evening's presentation. The webinar is being recorded because we have people unable to participate this evening, so they can listen to it later, as you can as well when you feel that you'd like to review the material. You can participate in this webinar, and we encourage you to do so. You can ask questions or respond to questions by typing them in the questions pane, which we'll see on your screen. Excuse me. Or if you have a microphone, and you want to speak directly to us, raise your hand using the little icon on your screen, and we will unmute you, and then you can have a chat directly to us. Collaboration is course 221. It is an elective for the Lions University Master's Program that's designed to help Lions lead at the district level. The master's program involves the completion of the 10 required courses that you see on the left and at least 5 of the electives that are listed on the right-hand page. You can see all the courses that are currently available or scheduled by going to the appropriate summary page. Of course, you have to log on to lionsuniversity.org, and then you choose the program and the listing will show up. This particular one happens to be for the bachelor's program. If you wish to participate fully, you're going to have to register and get yourself a Lions University account. And you could do that by logging on to lionsuniversity.org, and that will give you access to all the available courses. It allows you to take the quizzes and track your progress in real time. This requires a different username and password than you would have when you registered for the form at members.lionsforum.org. Now, somebody has said you can use the same information for both, but quite honestly, I think it just leads to confusion. So it's probably better if you have different user name and passwords for each login. After participating in the webinar or watching the course video later on, mark this as completed on your progress page at the bottom of the page, and then this will link you to the quiz module, and you can see the red arrow there is pointing you in the right direction so that you can do this. Now, tracking your progress is up to you, and you can monitor it by completing these and selecting My Account, and then going to whichever program you're involved in, bachelor's, master's, or the doctorate. And again, we'd like to stress it's your responsibility to track your own progress. When you've completed a phase of the program, such as all the required courses, which is again plus the 5 electives, or the required experience, which you will require in some of the courses, apply for your program credit and select the appropriate phase. And the information is all there. It's very plain, easy to follow. Complete the relevant information, providing as much detail as possible, because we have to verify that you have met the criteria. So, for example, one of the requirements is to attend a USA Canada Forum starting in 2014 or later. So if you went to the 2014 and didn't attend again until about 2017, we really need that information, because you can appreciate we don't have the time or the staff to go through all of the registrations for those courses. So please be as complete as possible when you're filling that out. You can take any course in any order or just courses that you're interested in. However, if you are planning on attaining any of the degrees, attendance at the USA Canada Lions Leadership Forum in 2014 or later is a requirement for all of them, working towards the completion. So please keep that in mind. It's a little difficult right now because of COVID, although we did have people attend virtually last fall, and that worked quite well. It's my pleasure this evening to welcome past International Director Judy Hancom as our presenter this evening. Lion Judy was elected to serve a 2-year term as a director of Lions Clubs International at the 95th International Convention held in Busan, Korea, June 2012. She is from Hampton, Iowa. She is married to Ron, who's also a Lion. They have 3 daughters, 1 son-in-law, and 2 grandchildren. Past Director Hancom is a retired assistant business manager for the Hampton-Dumont Community School District. She started her Lions career in 2001 with the Hampton Lions Club. She's held many offices with the association, council chairperson, district and multiple women's membership chairperson, district extension chairperson, and chairperson of the first Women's Symposium in Iowa. She served as a Great Plains Lions Leadership Institute faculty member. She is a Club Excellence Process Facilitator. She was a campaign Site First 2 group coordinator, Iowa Kid Site screening volunteer, and Special Olympics Opening Eyes volunteer. I don't know how she does it, but outside of Lions, she's also got a lot of things that she does, and she is absolutely an amazing, busy woman. She's served as a member of the Hampton Public Library Board as president and secretary. She's an active member of her church and other community organizations. And she is an elected officer of the Franklin General Hospital Auxiliary, currently serving as her secretary. Past Director Judy has received numerous awards in recognition of her service to our association. Her club honored her as Lion of the Year. Her awards include a Progressive Lions, Iowa Lions Foundation Warren Coleman Honorary Award, 5 International President's Certificates of Appreciation, an International President's Leadership Medal, 3 International President's Awards, and the Ambassador of Goodwill, which is the highest award that can be bestowed on one of our Lions members. She's also as a member of the International Board of Directors, she served on the Membership Development Committee and on the Women's and Family Task Force. Past Director Judy served a 3-year term as Constitutional Area 1, Area D GMT leader, and she's served as Constitutional Area 1, Area D GST leader 2017 to 19. So I must say, we are so fortunate to have Lion Judy with us here this evening to share her knowledge with us. So Lion Judy, I'm going to pass the screen over to you.
Thank you, Dan. Good evening, everyone. It's good to be with you tonight. So just what is collaboration? Tonight, we're going to define it. We're going to learn what it's all about. Here are 3 definitions of collaboration. Collaboration is a working practice whereby individuals can work together for a common purpose to achieve a benefit. It can benefit districts and all kinds of Lions clubs. District and vice district governors can use it. It can be used in any type of business, church, and of course for personal use. It's the act of working together or in concert with others to push ideas forward. It can be 2 or more people working together towards shared goals. So what does collaboration involve? Next, please. First one is the team. The collaboration involves a team. A team is made up of 2 or more people. It's a process, working together. And number 3, it's working towards shared goals, our purpose. We hear a lot about it when it comes to conflict resolution. I know that it can provide a win-win situation for all involved parties. Collaboration can exist in 2 forms. The one we're really interested in is real time, where everyone interacts in face-to-face, although we've not had much face-to-face meetings for a while, online meetings through instant messaging or with Skype, Zoom, or FaceTime. It can also be time shifted, where the interaction can be time shifted. Examples are uploading documents to a shared workspace or making contributions to a wiki. So just why do we need or why do we want collaboration? It can enable us to get great results. When everyone feels that they've been part of the solution, it gives them all a great feeling. No one feels they've lost out to someone else. Where can we use collaboration? Well, we can use it all the time in our lives. And in fact, we probably are, and we just don't recognize that that's the process that we are using. All of us may be surprised to learn that we are actually collaborating in many of the decisions that we make in our everyday life. We can use it to resolve conflict issues to develop that win-win result. We can use it to plan events, or we can use it to settle problems that may have arisen. We can use it to resolve conflict issues to win a win-win result. So I'd like to focus on collaboration, how it can be a valuable tool for district leaders. I'm going to share 2 examples of groups who can benefit from collaboration as we move through the process. A couple of Lion members within a club have a conflict. They're really at odds with one another. It becomes obvious to all in the club that something needs to be done to end this conflict. The other members do not want the conflict to tear their club apart. So the club president calls the district governor for help. That's the first example. Second example is 2 women, one of whom may be the second vice district governor, want to put on a women's symposium in their district. They need to work together to pull it off. How we use collaboration. There are several steps that will lead us through the process. And sometimes these steps will flow in the order that I'm going to talk about tonight, sometimes not always in this exact order, whatever happens to work for you. So let's get into the process. The first step is awareness. A project looms in the distance and it needs to be worked on. Those who are involved with the project become part of this working group. The group realizes that they share the purpose. And what is the purpose? Seeing the project through to a successful conclusion. This is when there is the realizing that there is a project or a problem that is too big or complicated for one person to solve. There is the knowledge that there is an urgency to work together as a team. Here we become part of a working group with a shared purpose. The president of the Lions Club, where the conflict is going on, calls the district governor asking for help. The members are thinking if the conflict is not resolved, the club may split in 2 or even worse. A couple of women in the district decide to host a great symposium, but lack the know-how. They decide to reach out to others to band together. In both of these cases, the involved parties are aware that they need help. That's the first step, awareness, acknowledging that they need help. What's our second step? Next, please. Motivation is our next step. We want to gain a consensus in the problem solving or the development of the project. We want to achieve the goal, so we are motivated to do the best that we can. The district governor knows that he or she could possibly lose a club if the conflict is not resolved. So they become motivated to help resolve the conflict. All of the club members, including the 2 conflicted members, know that the struggle has gone on long enough. The members in the club want harmony and become motivated to settling the dispute. The district women are motivated to bring a group together to begin the planning process. They are working for a purpose that being a successful event. Our third step, synchronizing. As individuals, we decide when things need to happen. We see the need to come together and work as a team. Find members or teammates who do something that you can't. Collaborations are most effective when teammates complement each other rather than replicating one another's abilities, because power struggles can happen when there is skill duplication. So having a diverse team is good. When we are too much alike, we tend to not have the variety of ideas and solutions. Diversity is important in the areas of brainstorming, problem solving, and ideas. The more diverse the group is, the better the results may be for the outcome. That is how the district women view their teamwork. They believe diversity is a good thing, and they're looking for teammates who have differing skills. They know that when we are too much alike, that we tend to not have the variety of ideas and solutions. The governor is trying to bring the club together to work as a team. Our fourth step is participation. For a successful collaboration to come about, here are some tips to make groups more effective. Responsibilities need to be made clear to all who are in the process. Giving responsibilities at the start of the project gives everyone direction. It also gives a sense of ownership to all those who are involved. In other words, there needs to be individual responsibility. Sometimes we do the process of brainstorming to come up with ideas. If we do, it may be best to go gather those ideas and reflect on the ideas on our own. And we'll talk again about this in step 7. Brainstorming is kind of up to each group that's going through this process. So here the district women may come together for such a brainstorming session. Then they can go home, mull over the ideas that come out of the brainstorming session. I know that's the way I am. If I hear an idea, I kind of like to think it through on my own. For the conflicting club, it's necessary to bring together the two members who have the disagreement. They need to participate along with the governor, perhaps the club president. They may come up with some ideas. The most important factor is that all involved parties are actively participating. Our fifth step, mediation. Let's think win-win in this step. We all need to develop genuine feelings for mutually beneficial solutions or agreements in our work with groups. When we value and respect our coworkers, we understand that a win for all parties is a better long-term resolution than if only one person in the situation had gotten his or her way. So we need to be open to ideas from others. That means we set aside our egos and we look objectively at all ideas. We need to detach from preconceived notions. In this step, we negotiate, we collaborate together, and we find a middle point. Here, the district governor plays an important role, bringing the two disagreeing members together. All the parties here must come up with a solution appealing to everyone. Our second example, the district women are developing a great relationship. They are starting to click. Our sixth step, reciprocity. This step advises us to seek first to understand and then to be understood. The thing is here is to use empathetic listening to be genuinely influenced by a person. And what I mean by empathetic listening is that we are directly listening to somebody. We are not forming a response to what they're saying at the same time. This in turn compels them to reciprocate the listening and take an open mind to being influenced by you. This reciprocity creates an atmosphere of caring and positive problem solving. We share ideas and we expect sharing in return. The district governor asks all parties to really listen to each other, to really listen, putting aside their closed minds and to be open to each other. The symposium, as in the other example, the symposium is moving forward as all the other women understand and they agree on the direction of it. They listen to each other and they agree on how to proceed. And our seventh step, reflection. In this step, we think and we consider alternatives. Here we can gather data, impressions, stories, history, and any other observations about what we have done. Much of the creative lifting happens when we are by ourselves, working on our own. As I said before, that's the way it works for me, if I can work out an idea on my own. We are in a better position to evaluate the merits of an idea after we've given a topic some thought, not when we are encountering it for the first time. So let's use our meeting time to exchange ideas, not to generate the ideas. The district women go over the ideas, keeping in mind that ideas can be slightly tweaked to make them better. The district governor is working with all parties to consider an alternative solution to the conflicted solutions. There might be a solution that can include ideas from both parties, or it might be an idea that has not occurred to anyone. Our eighth step, engagement. Here we proactively engage or work together rather than wait and see. We combine the strengths and ideas of people through positive teamwork. That helps us to achieve goals that no one could have done alone. We can take action to carry out the plans we've created. We come to a consensus and we do our work as a team, if working on a project or creating a solution to a conflict. We execute the ideas that turn your project or resolution into a success. It's important this is important. Collaboration relies on openness and knowledge sharing, but also with levels of focus and accountability. The district governor, with the club president and the two conflicted members, have agreed on a solution, one that no one had thought of before. It was hard, but they all agreed on the solution. And I would agree with this, it probably was hard. They all had to give up their egos, but they could come to a consensus. Good for them. The district women are pleased with all the plans that have been set into place for their successful symposium. In collaboration. But there are factors that guide how we interact in the collaboration process. Next slide, please. Trust. This is one of the very important factors that guide how we interact. It's important to develop trust among those who are working together for whatever the goal is. When the group can create ties by sharing personal stories related to common interests, the group will be in a better position to develop and foster the necessary trust. Stories are a great way to move away from being strangers to being a bit closer to that of a trusted colleague. When we understand each other's perspectives, we can create those ties that will make collective work possible. Respect is another factor. There is the need to respect the differences in all the members of the group. Each person needs to feel that they are valued as a member. It is important for all to be allowed to voice their opinion. And I think it's important here, I'd like to add the note that if a person's not ready to give their opinion, but they still want to pass, knowing that they can come back later and voice their opinion. So what's our next approach? Open and flexible approach to thinking. If any participant is inflexible in his or her thinking and has given up the possibility of change, then talk becomes limited, and so has the success of the group. So flexibility, you can see, is very important. Group reciprocity. This describes the relationships that are created when each member of the team is both a leader and a participant. Each member will feel an obligation to help the others, as well as a sense of confidence that others will be there to help when he or she needs help. Relationships can evolve and they can deepen as a result of working together. Next, please. Thank you. The purpose and benefits of collaboration. So now that we've discussed what collaboration is all about, teamwork, and the process of working through it, we need to discuss the purpose of it, the shared goals. Collaboration allows the possibility for all involved parties to win in the situations of resolving conflict, making an event come to life, as well as solving a problem. In a conflict, that's especially important. There is no destructive and unnecessary competition when the team comes to a consensus in their collaboration effort. Without collaboration, if someone else wins or is successful in a situation, that means you lose. When we believe that there are enough resources and successes to share with others, then we're able to celebrate the success of others rather than to feel threatened by it. So collaboration creates an atmosphere of caring and positive solving. When we use it, the strengths of people can be combined so as to achieve goals that no one could have done alone. One big intangible benefit is that when a win-win situation is reached, a feeling of goodwill exists. That can carry over to the group feeling good about working together again. I think it's important to mention that collaboration can be time-consuming. It can sometimes take more time than if you simply compromised on something or you just accommodated somebody else in the decision. But collaboration can reap great results. This happens when all involved feel they've had a part in the success or the purpose, whether it is the resolution of a conflict, a problem, or an event planning. When the processes and the interactive factors are in play, collaboration can be a great tool. And I would like to share a few additional tips. There are 3 collaborative traits that are most helpful in the process. The first one is to be prepared. Respect your time and respect the time of others when you are working in this collaborative process. Number 2, you are engaging, so speak in ways to captivate the interest of others because team buy-in is so important. The third tip, you are adaptable. Learn how to manage dysfunction. Be adaptable and flexible. So I'd like to give just a little summary of what collaboration always can, just in a little bit different type language. Face the facts. Be awareness. If you have a conflict, face it. Don't avoid it. Take a time out if needed. Don't let things get out of hand. Watch your words and gestures. Let them match. We're trying to say that you would really like things to work out so this could all be a win-win situation, but at the same time, your eyes are giving sparks off, or you have fists that are clenched. That isn't going to match up with what you're trying to say. So match your words and your gestures to make them sincere. Value each person that you're working with so that you can eliminate emotional put-downs. Think positive. Choose to think the best of all the others on your team so that they'll think the best of you. Be a team. Be a team player. Attack the problem and not each other. We talked about earlier empathetic listening, so listen intently and intentionally. All need to be clearly heard. You want to be clearly heard, so make sure that you clearly listen to others. Keep getting together. Good feelings can keep growing when all feel that they have won together. The review of our objectives. We defined collaboration. We had 3 definitions of it. We reviewed how we can, the process, how we move along with collaboration, and we learned how we can get great benefits from collaboration. Thank you.
Now at this point, if you have any questions for Lion Judy, please raise your hand so that if you wish to speak to us, we will unmute you and you can speak to the group. Or if you prefer to type your questions into the question pane, do that. And Lion Gary is on the keyboard and he will give you a response. Now, we tonight. So if you got your hand up and I don't immediately respond, it's because I got to scroll through a fairly large group of people. So. And I don't see any, and I'm going to have to keep going back and forth because it's about a screen and a half of names here. It's totally amazing.
It's wonderful, isn't it, to have so many people on tonight?
It certainly is, and I've seen a few messages come in saying that some people were not able to get on because we were at capacity.
I saw that too. That's too bad that they couldn't get in.
Yeah. Are you seeing any questions, Gary?
Just had one pop up just as you asked.
Okay.
The first question that has come up is how to deal with a past district governor who is also a member of the club.
Oh.
Over to you, Judy.
Oh, this is where they're thinking maybe the district governor is thinking he knows the best way for everything, I suppose. I shouldn't say he or she thinks that they know the best way. Maybe you might have to call in an outside, somebody from the outside that would come in and, you know, visit with the members of the club to kind of clarify things. But sometimes it's about like walking on eggshells.
Yeah, especially if you have a district governor who tends to be kind of forceful.
Well, it is, if they think that they know everything, maybe you might have to seek another district governor, maybe somebody who served with that same person or whatever, that might have a little bit of in with that person to kind of like see how things are going and kind of try to smooth things out a little bit. But I know it is, like I said, it is about like walking on eggshells sometimes.
For sure. Yeah.
Let's see. I have a.
Oh, you have a hand.
Go ahead. I'm trying to figure out if this is a question or a statement, so I'll let you go first.
Well, this is Barb Cronin. I'm going to unmute you, Barb. You're going to have to unmute yourself. It's not working from this end. Can you click the going red now? If you click that, it should unmute you, Barb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. I was just wondering, this was a great presentation with a lot of information, but I was wondering if we could get a copy of this.
I can answer that one because the recording from tonight will be on the Lions University webpage.
Okay.
There are handouts that cover everything that Judy went over tonight. So that will be available after we're finished with the broadcast, and Wendy works her magic and she'll get that up on the Lions U website for us.
And once
the
again,
quiz.
Judy, information.
Oh, thank you, Barb. I appreciate that very much. Collaboration can be such a wonderful thing if everybody is willing to just to work together. And like I said, put their egos aside and just work together as if they can. Sometimes it doesn't work.
Exactly. That sometimes is a little tough, but yes, you have to be persistent. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
You're so welcome.
Thanks, Barb.
Okay, I've got a statement / question here. If there is a conflict resolution started, but there is financial concerns, can a legal investigation be started at the same time with RCMP, or does that stop the conflict resolution?
Oh,
That-
RCMP is Canada, so I would say once you call them in, that's it.
Yeah, I would say so. I would think that the legality would take over those issues there. I'm not really qualified to speak on that, but I would think that the legal issues would take precedence first.
Yeah, I would think so, wouldn't you, Gary? You've been in
I
law
would think, yeah, I would think so. That's when you get into financials, sometimes you do have to go above the club level to the district, and then even sometimes on to LCI. So
Yes, yes.
I have another one here. When a club president is a bull in the china shop, how can a DG try to get the bull out of the china shop?
Well, sometimes you just have to have a private little chat, but sometimes you would like to, if you can just sit down and talk through things just as clearly and as what do I want to say, as calmly as you can. But if that person is a bull in the china shop, that doesn't sound like that approach might work. But I would start out doing that, trying to be as calm of a manner first, because trying to be another bull in the china shop back is not going to work very good. I think just a calm approach to see if you can work out something first.
Okay. Barb, I believe you have your hand up. Oh, you have somebody there, Gary?
Well, it might be the same person. I've got a Barb here as well
Barb
that says
Cronin.
put a ring in their nose.
Got her hand
Yeah,
up and
put
she's
a
got
ring
a
in
question
their
mark. Okay, Barb, you want to unmute yourself again?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, just put a ring in his nose and let him know where to go. Okay. I have a little bit of a sick sense of humor, but yeah, sometimes it works.
Oh, that was good.
I got to remember that.
Yeah.
Good.
I have a comment, not necessarily a question. It's from Ruth. She said, we need to be reminded that we sometimes have to encourage the shy members to share their thoughts and ideas.
Well, that is important, and that's why I wanted to mention that if a person is not willing to express their ideas, especially if they're the first or second person called up, but to allow everybody the chance to pass, knowing that they can come back and express their opinion later on. I know, because everybody does need to have their own time to express themselves, but sometimes a shy person takes a while to warm up. But all the other members need to realize that, especially if they realize that person is shy, they need to encourage that person or to value what they are saying to you.
Comment here from, and I won't tell you who it's from because that might lead to identifying where it came from, but it says that this lion had a had a conflict in the club and a district governor came to try to assist, and it turned into a shouting match with the district governor and club members. So
sometimes you might want to bypass the district governor. Maybe if you have a past international director in your multiple districts, you could ask that person to step in.
and I'm not I'm going to pass on this one because I'm still trying to figure out what this person is asking. So
Okay, I see Bobby Wright. Whoop, Bobby Wright had a hand up, but now it's down. Okay. Bobby, there you are again. Do you want to unmute yourself, Bobby? One on the right side of your screen is red right now. Do you want to click that so you can unmute yourself?
That was a great class. I enjoyed it. I could have 1,000 questions asked, but you know, VIP Alexandra asked the incoming governors to collaborate with the current district governors and plan their year and feed off that. And I'm sort of having a problem because I've asked my district governors to meet with him and his team several times. And so far, I only met with him and the district governor, second vice district governor. So what should I do to plan my year?
Well, I know I sat in on I listened to the GAT session that was held last night, and I think Vice President Sheehan talked about that a little bit, that they're trying to get, especially the district governor, really to line up with the incoming so that you can collaborate. This is what you're asking me, is that right? How you can get that going?
Yes.
And I think he said, you know, that if you could just find the time and take the energy to work together as much as you can. And I know it's very difficult in this time when we are not having face-to-face meetings, that we have to have online meetings or Zoom, but maybe if some you met face-to-face.
I've did both. Back in January 6th, I sort of had a Zoom meeting, and I talked about the current district governor when we met back in March, and talked about NAMI, SWAT, and different things like that. And so we went over the goals and objective for 2021. Then I brought in the multiple district GLT's council chair and got them involved in some of the things that we were doing. And it came out good, but
okay.
I went back. I like to go back to past international presidents. And I went back to Bob Carlew, and I brought her to the district, new mountains to climb. COVID causing us to climb new mountains, changed the way we do business. We have did meetings by Zoom as much, but now we doing meetings by Zoom. It's a new normal. Also, I went back to Good and Younger daughter, kindness matter.
Okay.
Step out of your comfort zone. And you know, some of the members enjoyed it. But then all of a sudden I sort of got a slap on my hand, say I shouldn't do things like that.
That you shouldn't be going.
So how can you move a district forward when you keep getting pulled by the shirt tail, say don't do this, don't do the other?
Yeah, I don't know about that. Have you talked with your group advisor?
Yes, but I got a new advisor now called Lion Chris, passed away last week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. You're from Canada then, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm from Florida.
You're in Florida.
Oh, you're
Okay,
in
yeah.
Florida, but Chris was your instructor or your advisor. Yeah, I knew Chris, and he was such a good guy. Yeah, that was really sad.
Yeah.
I would just maybe ask for whoever is the head of the coordinators. I don't even know who that is this year. If maybe that person could give you some advice.
It's DJ right now is taking a line BG Chris place. I'll talk to him.
You've talked to him?
I will
Or you
talk to
will?
him.
You will talk to him. Yeah, I think
Yes.
that would be a good idea to go back and talk to that person and see if maybe they could give you some more concrete ideas of how to work, to work with your, the current governor. And if you're going to be the incoming governor, I would try that approach first and see how that works.
I will do that and keep praying to my master.
I will.
Thank you.
Nice talking to you, Bobby.
Always.
And I had another comment very similar to that on the in the question area where someone was explaining that the district governor is not visiting clubs and there's not much communication going on. So
I know in most that LCI is encouraging the district governor to share those visiting duties with the first and second vice district governor. I know that it's really difficult now when with all the COVID precautions that we have to take, but I think it would really be good if those three people, the district governor, first and second vice district governors, if they can just make arrangements, if they can do nothing else and do an online meeting with a club. I think that's just essential. And I'm not trying to criticize anybody, but if they're trying to figure out how they could do it, even have a Zoom meeting or something like that on with a zone meeting, just to keep things going and to keep that line of communication open. I guess that's what I would say. Or if the district governor can make sure that he or she sends out their monthly messages to make sure that the president and or the secretary of each club gets that message that could be shared in turn with each club member. I think that's another way to make sure that communication line stays open.
Barb, you have your hand up, or was Barb Cronin? If you want to unmute yourself, Barb. I can't.
Oh, I just made a comment. Sometimes your district governor isn't offering any support. It's because they're not knowledgeable enough. I really believe going through the Lions University and US Canada Forum, going through the chairs is a very important part of being a good, informative district governor. That's what I'm doing right now, is trying to learn as much as I can so I can become the district governor of our district.
Mm-hmm. Yes, all very good suggestions. Thank you.
Okay, I don't see any more hands. Oh,
most of what I have yeah, that's just a comment about an earlier one. It said, comment, if meetings are not possible, put out a newsletter from the district governor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know this is such a hard time for people, but because some people are so watching the precautions for COVID, others are not. And I know they get impatient, wondering why communications are not going on the way they have been, but we just have to make allowance for that. Trying, or you do Zoom, or just the newsletters, the communications to each club, I think is so important too.
Okay, I see Terry Durham has a hand up. Let's hear your question or comment, please. Terry Durham? Nope.
Terry, you are self-muted. You will need to unmute.
Yeah, because I can't do it, Terry.
Can't you just reach through that magic thing and?
Oh, there's Terry.
Okay. Yeah,
Our
PID
magic
really
limited.
knows who I am. So,
Yes. Hi, Terry.
anyway, I'm just going to offer a commercial that the USA-Canada Forums is in September in Des Moines, Iowa. So I encourage everybody to attend it. I believe it's September 9 through 11. Am I correct there, Judy?
I believe that's right. Yes, yes. And I hope we are able to actually hold a real time this year.
I wholeheartedly agree. It's I'm tired of Zoom meetings, to be honest. So,
Yeah.
but
It's not the same.
it'll be nice when we all
Yeah.
get our vaccinations and get back to doing Lions work in a face-to-face manner. So,
Oh, for
It's-
sure.
other than that,
just not-
I think
It's just not the same as when you can sit down face to face and actually visit back and forth, is it?
very true, very true. So,
And you could not have convinced me how much the workload would increase in the virtual format. I thought there was a lot of work when we actually met in person at the forum, but my workload went up immensely trying to get everything done behind the scenes after the forum was over, especially with Lions University.
Oh.
well, hopefully we'll all be vaccinated by September and all meet in Des Moines. So,
We're all looking forward to it.
That would be great. Yeah. Thanks, Terry. We appreciate your comments and the commercial. Okay. Do you see any more comments there, Gary? Yeah.
No, nothing really that that I can see that really needs to be shared. Everything else is just kind of a.
Oh, I have a hand here. Dennis Stevenson. Can you unmute yourself, please, Dennis?
Good evening, folks. Hi,
Hello.
Pat.
Hi, Dennis.
Nice to hear your voice.
Nice to hear your voice too, Dennis.
And I say hello to Ron, and I hope everything's well with you. And
Yes, we're
the
doing well.
the previous gentleman did a little commercial break, and I think I'm going to take advantage of that too, because I want to look forward to seeing each and every one of you in Calgary a year from this September at the forum in Calgary in September. The dates I'm not sure of, but there's a pretty good chance if we can't make it face-to-face in Des Moines, we sure heck are going to be doing it face-to-face in Calgary. So
I surely hope so. We're gonna have to start charging you two for the commercials here.
and
Revenue
I'm
maker.
sitting here in my computer room listening to this collaboration thing and looking at the wall, and whoever's online that had something to do with it, thank you. I got both my certificates and they're framed.
Oh, good,
Terrific.
good.
Oh, that is
Wow.
so nice to know.
Well, I'm glad you got it because that was me.
But I'll catch up to the pin sometime down the road.
Yes, they will be available because we know that no one got pins yet.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Great session, Pat, and thank you very much. I'll let somebody else have a few word to say. Thank you.
Okay.
It's,
Do you have
it's,
any online comments there, Gary? Because I have a hand.
this is Barbara Cronin again. I just wanted to get in my advertisement that 2023, we're meeting in Reno. The California MD4 couldn't find any place cheap in California, so they're coming to Nevada. So I'm hoping to see y'all in Reno, Nevada. Thank you.
That would be great. Thank you. Looking forward to it.
We surely are.
Okay, Dennis Stevenson. Would you like to unmute yourself, please, Dennis?
I forgot to turn my hand off.
Okay.
I just turned my hand off. Thanks a lot, folks.
Right. Okay. Thank you. And Barb, did you forget to turn your hand off too?
I turned it off.
Oh,
It goes down.
oh, system failure. Okay, Vishnu Kunwar, would you like to unmute yourself, please? Let's click on the icon over on the right-hand side of the mic. If you click that, because I can't unmute you. Now, let's see if we have anybody else. Terry. Rizvi Rawaf, you got your hand up. Would you unmute yourself, please? Oh, you did for a minute. Now it's okay. Go ahead. Rizvi, go ahead. Your mic is open, but we can't hear you. And you're calling from the UK by the look of it. Mm. No. No, sorry. Okay, I have another one here, and I don't want to make a mispronunciation of your name, but it's Anand Kukumari Padmanabhan. Would you unmute yourself, please? Go ahead, please.
Hello. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, thank you. I have a question. We're doing collaboration. Madam said it is time consuming. We have only 12 months, and first 6 months is very crucial. If there is a conflict in a club, in the second half, the DG is busy in annual visitation, preparing official call, all those official commitments. How can we sort out a problem if it is time consuming? Can you help me out?
I don't think that you're coming through very clearly, because I wasn't able to really hear what you were saying. I'm sorry about that. Did anybody else pick up on that?
No, I couldn't catch much on.
No.
I think the problem
connection.
is there's more than one device on the in the room where she's at, so there's a lot of feedback. That's why we could not understand.
Yeah,
Okay.
two listed. Okay. We're going to have to wrap it up. I think it's 9 o'clock. I know there are a couple of we have to wrap up. Is that right? Gary?
Yes.
Yes.
Anything else that we have, we can answer on in the question pane.
Okay, if you could type your questions in, we'll leave the pane open for a while to get your questions in, and you will get an answer. But it's just coming up to 9 o'clock, and that's pretty much the end of our transmission time for tonight. So the next thing you have to do, dear Lions, is take the quiz. And you go on lionsuniversity.org and /masters. And click on the course. Oh dear. I'm having one of those seniors moments. Anyway, that's what you have to do in order to get credit for your course tonight. We have a couple of more webinars coming up. One on February the 9th on meeting management, and one on March 23rd, public speaking. So with that, I'd like to thank you all for your participation tonight. I think that's the most questions we've had in a long, long time. And we do thank you for your participation. And this will be up on the Lions University website in the next day or so. We have to do a little bit of background office work on it, but it will be up. You'll be able to get the handouts from it, and you'll be able to take the quiz. So thank you all for participating tonight. We certainly appreciate you being here, and we would ask you to please refer to the webpage for upcoming seminars and webcasts. And I think we will call it a night. So if you would please check out, check off, and good night.